They didn't shout. They didn't argue. They just smiled, the kind of smile that tells you, you don't belong here. And when the plane reached 30,000 feet, they realized one thing too late. They had underestimated the wrong woman. Her name was Captain Eliza Morgan. She wasn't born into privilege. She wasn't anyone's favorite. While others partied,
she trained.
While others doubted, she studied. Every scar in her life was invisible, but every hour in her logbook
was earned the hard way.
Flying wasn't her dream. It was her escape. At the airline, Eliza was known as the quiet one, not because she lacked confidence, but because she didn't waste energy trying to impress people who had already made up their minds. Male pilots joked freely. Promotions came easily to others. And Eliza? She had to be perfect, just to be considered acceptable. Mistakes were forgiven for others. For her, they were remembered forever. That morning, the flight assignment was announced. International route, bad weather forecast, full passenger load. A senior pilot leaned back and said, "Interesting choice giving her this flight." Another laughed. "Hope she doesn't freeze under pressure." The room chuckled. Eliza felt it, that familiar tightness in her chest. But she said nothing, because she had learned something long ago. Arguing never changes minds. Performance does. Halfway through the flight, the weather turned violent. Severe turbulence. Alarms flashing. Passengers screaming. The co-pilot panicked. Ground control suggested aborting the route. And suddenly, every doubt returned, louder than ever. This was the moment they had been waiting for. The moment they could say, "See? We told you." Eliza closed her eyes for 1 second. Not to pray, not to panic, but to focus. She analyzed the data, calculated fuel, read the storm pattern. Then she spoke. Clear, calm, unshaken. "I'm taking control." She adjusted altitude, redirected the flight path, managed the storm with precision. No hesitation, no fear, just mastery. Minutes passed. Then suddenly, the turbulence softened. The alarm stopped. The cabin fell silent. The same men who doubted her now stared at the controls, realizing something uncomfortable. She hadn't survived the storm. She had commanded it. The plane landed safely. Passengers applauded. Some even cried in relief. But Eliza didn't celebrate. Later, in the official debrief, she calmly presented her report. Every decision, every calculation, every correct call. No accusations, no emotion, just undeniable proof that her judgment had saved lives. And in that room, egos collapsed. No apology was spoken. None was needed, because respect had finally arrived, not as words, but as silence. Eliza never took revenge by fighting back. She took revenge by becoming undeniably better. Because the most dangerous people aren't the loudest ones. They're the quiet ones who wait
and win.
Never underestimate someone who stays calm in chaos. They're usually the one in control.